Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.
Welcome back, folks, to the server. Here we are, of course, with Mythic versus TeamOne. Before we get into this one, though, I got something special I want to show you guys. It's how you can make some dollar off of this series. Of course, our wonderful odds provided by GGBet themselves, and you can see how things are changing. This is live, straight from the simulation. You can see right now that the odds are in a very interesting position. With that said, now you guys have had your little screenshot of that. We're going to get rid of that and focus back on the game as we're going to head straight into our pistol round. And for those asking when the game's starting, well, it's starting right now, buddy. Right in front. Just look at your screen. It's right there. Just got to look at Twitch. There you go. All you need to know. But, I mean, you know what? I'm hyped. We got to sell some overpass. That's what I like to see, right? We've had Dust 2. It's a bit of fun. It was something new. But now we got overpass. That should be good. Talking of overpass, the B-site's kind of been overrun. That's kind of happened. Flom's landed himself a dirty little headshot as well to start things, but the bomb's gone down, so effectively it's a trade there from TeamOne. See how this retake plays out though. Flom getting aggressive. Poland finding himself kill also. Niccolo just charges them down and runs in head first. Unfortunately, he will likely be traded by Flom, and that is exactly how things unfold, but he waited a good chunk of time. Adren has himself a kit, though, and that's really where the cookie will crumble. Surely not. Surely this can't happen. Thank you, Poland. Thank you for doing your team a service and getting that kill, because that would have been both embarrassing and a disaster in itself. You got 3 players there. You should be able to box him in, and you should be able to secure the round, and so they do. Mythic, folks, have won themselves a pistol, and now they move forward into this second round. So, dark stream. What do you mean it's dark? that is not a very descriptive problem, my friend. You gotta help us out here. I have a feeling I might actually know what it is already, so I'm gonna fix that now. Might be better now. Who knows? You have to let me know there. But yeah, we might have fixed it. We just might. Actually, a very interesting round, though. Of course, the 2 AKs in play on TeamOne up against a bit of a mixed bag from Mythic. Was the Mythic huge upper hand here, obviously all the money to play with, etc., that they can invest into the second round. Versus TeamOne, it's a complete force, right? They have to just try and double down on everything they've got, every little penny, to really lock this second round in. It's definitely ballsy to go about it the way they have done. See how it plays out. Hayes going to get aggressive, finds one of his own. Quick trade comes in, but Adren in a prime spot to do wonders right now as he just drops them dead. Left, right, good night. 3 kills. Lock and key with the famous. And nothing TeamOne can do to deny it. All that remains is Maluk with a trusty CZ towards long. How much can he survive? How much can he do? The answer is probably not much. At least gets a kill for his troubles, but needs to find a second, and he gets the drive-by headshot. He's only got to get himself in a 1 versus 1. Hayes at range with the SMG isn't going to be too ideal. Maluk actually picks up the scout. He might have himself a chance. He's going to drop the smoke. He's still taking the duel, but he's going to get in nice and close, and that's Maluk's short fall. Doesn't expect him to make the rush further forward. And Hayes will be able to find the kill, catching him off guard, and most importantly, getting Mythic that second round. Should look a little bit brighter now for you guys. I slapped on Just a little bit of extra brightness for you there. I had a feeling I knew what you were getting at, but it's tough to tweak on OBS. What can I say? Some people love the full digital vibrance streams, but it's awkward because then you have double digital vibrance if you have it on 100% already. And then it's terrible. It's a really tough balance. Much like it is to work out how to play aggressive with a rifle, but when not to overdo it. And what we saw there was an interesting bout of that. Nico and Flom butting heads and resulting in both Mythic and TeamOne being man down either side. Conclusion of the round, though, still is very much going to be the same. Rifles mopping up the pistols as Mythic's down 3-0 up. So far, so good. In fairness, Curops, I used to, for a solid year, I had 100% digital vibrance on just my entire desktop computer, 24/7. Let me just tell you, don't watch movies with 100% digital vibrance on. It's not pleasant. I remember watching Interstellar for the first time with digital vibrance on it. It just doesn't look as good. Like, some stuff is great. Like, I think every game probably looks better with digital vibrance on, to be honest. It just makes it more poppy, more colourful. But, it's just not great for those, like, really high-fidelity movies. Talking of things that are high-fidelity, Flom just going for the pixel-perfect shot there. Poland then gonna squeeze the trigger on his MP9 to just get a little bit more, but we'll see. The thing here is that he's not getting any AWP kills, which is great. He's getting kills with an MP9. That is money being made. If you ever sat down as a kid and thought, I want to print money, well, just trust in Poland. Get yourself an MP9, run headfirst into your enemy, get yourself a kill, boom, 600 bucks, you're rich. It's great. And movies, I'm guessing it models up the colour. Sort of, yeah. Like, if you watch like, for really, like, just, like, terrible movies that you want to watch, it doesn't really matter. But if you're watching, like, a really sort of, like, epic movie, like, I'm just thinking, like, Interstellar as an example. Like, you know, there's 3-hour sort of, like, mega movies that are all hyped up for how cinematic and beautiful they are. That's the kind of movies that digital vibrance can kind of ruin. Europe kind of has the right idea, though. A lot of people just turn it on for any game you want. I think there's actually a tool that was on Reddit for like 4 years now called Digital Vibrance GUI. Automatically changes your digital vibrance based on if you got CSGO open. I'm going to get back to you in just a second, whoever's asking about that meal tweet. I want to focus on the buy round. As much as I want to keep this chill, I don't want to actually miss the Counter-Strike. As much as we can just talk for days. Obviously, TeamOne going for this big bulky play out on towards B, just the 5-man straight through tunnels, straight up on towards the site. Mythic nowhere in sight, so really unable to defend this site. That initial kill on towards Flom just made this site ripe for the picking. It's all going to be at the retake play from Mythic. They do get themselves the first kill from behind. That's the element of surprise gone. Just out the window. Now they've just got to stand by their guns and hope the kills come through. So far, so good. A second kill found by Hayes. The Molly going to push UK out of position. That makes things a little bit tougher. Adrian will lose his head off the back of that. But it's pretty much all on this crossfire. They are doing wonders. That's 3 kills found, looking for a 4th as well. It's going to be TRK to actually close this one out. TeamOne slapping their first round onto the board and making some noise while they do it too. Lovely little B-rush play. Catching Flom basically with his pants down, and Mythic couldn't really respond. They found some great kills from behind, but that was really it. The minute they lost their player from up above heaven, the whole retake just sort of crumbled, especially with the great play from TeamOne playing off barrels and that water positioning. So the guy saying he's going to ask someone out today. Buddy, you got this. Go get yourself a girlfriend. It's going to be a great day. She's going to say yes. Trust in Twitch chat. Twitch chat's got your back. So that's, yeah, come celebrate with us. We're watching some Counter-Strike. Wishing you the best of luck, buddy. That is certainly an interesting topic to talk about on stream, but yeah. I thought it was you, but it's your friend. Oh, well, I mean, your friend's still got this too, but that's way less cool. You need to go and ask someone out. That's what you gotta do, buddy. Saying your friend, but you're totally talking about yourself. I know your game, mister. Nico thought he'd do Poland's, but instead he shot wrecked by a CZ. Nice close range connector play. Love to see it. You gotta be so careful here, Mythic. Flom especially just walking this round on a knife's edge. Just peeking around the corner. Can he find something here? Can he get himself that kill? Step by step in towards toilet. They're gonna walk right past each other. Oh, this is hard to watch. Straight in the side, Adren. Lovely stuff. Realizes what's happening, decides that something isn't right, peeks into toilets and does in fact find that kill. Flom, oh, you're so close to dying, buddy. He's whipping out the P250. He will be shot in the back. His teammates create a bit of a bloodbath on the A site. It'll be an instant retake from Mythic if they want to go for it. 2 versus 2, of course. 20 seconds on the clock. And Hayes is already getting ready, revving his engine. Straight up in bathrooms. He's looking for ADK and he might just have him down. Spots him, goes for the kill. Does he know where that last player is? Yes, he does. Shoots him in the chest, can't quite finish him off. But the damage is done, the position is known. It's an all-out battle to the death from Anger. He does it wonderfully. Picks up the orb, runs back to the bomb. Gonna be a swift and plentiful defuse of Mythic as they leave Team 1 just on the 1 round, ironically, as Mythic progress to 5. Seeing a lot of talk about the Vibrant Stew, I think. That basically is a godsend for all things digital vibrance related. I'm glad that Twitch chat also agrees that he definitely wasn't just talking about his friend. This guy just needs some motivation from us to go out and ask the important question. He now has a duty to report back to us and tell us how it went, even if it went badly, but still, we all want to know, dude. Like, you gotta fit us in. Kind of awkward Team 1 as they are spending a lot of money in these rounds just going for force up after force, and you gotta ask yourself the question, where is your utility at? Like, it's non-existent. You've got just a flashbang to your name. Resmoke after resmoke coming from Mythic are gonna make your life so damn hard. I mean, this has got to be the god flash, right, from TRK. The man has to throw the best flash in the game. This has got to be some God's plan level stuff right now. So far, so good. He delivers the boost, but he starts lighting up his teammates. Buddy, no. Flash still not thrown. We were hoping for something glorious, but it's just not happening. The MP9, a little trigger finger, just added it again with a double kill before he finally falls. I'm way too attached to this flashbang now, but besides the point. The kills are coming in. It looks like his teammate is going to save the day. He gets the final kill as well. CSGO has decided that it wants to give us the MVP music again, as it keeps changing our audio settings, so we have to listen to some lovely metal there for a second. But hey, it's a second round, and I mean, that was a fun one. That was so close to a TK as well. Super hard for them to get onto that site with no nades. It just came down to all-out brawls. So much credit has to be given to, oh man. I believe it's MCH, but in my mind it's telling me Mitch. I'm just going to go with both, and that way we've covered all our bases. Really felt like I wanted to see something there from the flash, not going to lie, that was a betrayal for sure. But hey, Team 1, they struggled so much with their economy. For them to be farming kills in the Mac 10 here is a sight to behold. 4 kills so far. Can you go for the perfect 5? That's a lot of money in the bank. You're getting 5 kills in the Mac 10. You are laughing. There you go. Not quite all 5, but still a horrendous amount of money going to be picked up. 71.50 in the bank. Oh. Much better than previous rounds for Team 1, where they've been scrambling just to get 4 rifles and play with 0 utility. Instead, they're now actually fighting for round after round and gaining a lot here. They can put the AWP in play, they can have every little bit of utility they want, all the mollies, the flashes. Life is feeling pretty good for Team 1. In comparison, Mythic, well, they got nothing left. Maybe a bit of Kevlar on Poland and Hayes, and that is it. Not really thinking too much of these upgraded pistols. Definitely have to see what they can do, as these rounds do have a habit of getting a little bit messy, but logic should tell you that this round is basically locked up for Team 1. But hey, when has logic ever dictated anything in Counter-Strike? Could have actually seen the bomb get dropped there, but thankfully Mythic don't get too aggressive. They decide just to take that 1 kill and then walk away. see the plant come in, and from there it is just a matter of hunting them down and just seeing if they can really do or find anything of value. I was going to say make some money, but I mean there are 3 rifles in play, sorry, and an AWP. They're not exactly money-making weapons. So my man asking, what were the odds in this match? Well, have I got news for you? Live odds from GGBet right there on the screen. You make my life incredibly easy. They'll just take every duel in short. And they do end up killing all of them in fairness. The bomb's sort of assisting in the final kill, but still. Nice comments about the casting. I appreciate you. Definitely keeping it chill. It's the way to go when solo casting matches like this. Just keep it relaxed. Have a good chat with you guys. Talk about some Counter-Strike. It's a lovely mix. Already looking at a couple of nades, entering down on towards that B site. His TeamOne have eyed it up, and they're practically ready to take it. They just need to bite the bullet on this short take. Obviously, we've got 2 smokes likely still to be thrown over. Nico throwing 1, and Luke going to throw the second up towards him. Then they'll follow up the Molotovs and the flashbangs, and this is when the going gets good. They charge on in, they find themselves 1, but Anger having absolutely none of it. Drops all 3 dead. The trades come in thick and fast, though. Oh boy, we got ourselves a 2 versus 2, and a minute on the clock. There is so much time to work with. It is going to be cut in half as the bomb does go down, but it's just enough time for Mythic to get themselves out onto this site. Flash going to do just a little there on towards Poland, but not going to slow him down too much. Spotting Maluk, struggling to find the kill, but they do lock it in eventually. Now that leaves Flom contemplating how to approach this round. Now he could get straight on the bomb and defuse it, but well, is it worth it? You've got a kit, you can play with those extra seconds, but with only 1 kit in play, it's a little bit tough. The minute you start spraying, though, your position is known. Flom just going to hold it down. It will be a Mythic 6. Also, we did give a lot of luck and hope to what was his name again? This is not what we wanted here. We've already screwed up our congratulations. It's not looking good. To Milatoit, buddy, congratulations. You asked the important question. She said yes. I'm proud of you. Twitch chat's proud of you. We're all proud of you. You're actually telling the truth, then that's pretty awesome, dude. Now, like I said, you can sit back and party with us and watch some Counter-Strike, as everyone should be doing. The utility being spent in the early parts of this round just to sort of dictate some map control from Mythic. Meanwhile, TeamOne using their utility just to clear out certain sections here and there. Obviously taking connector, looking to peek in towards bathrooms, that sort of thing. There does become a point, though, where the duel actually has to be taken, and I mean, what a way to start off a round right there. I was saying they had to sort of bite the bullet and go. And they did. They just walked right up through short. The Drone has his little head peeking over the wood, and, well, it loses it right there and then. Mythic starting to realise, that heads are beginning to roll. Will somewhat adjust their B-site presence. Then they make the peek. Read like a book, TeamOne pick up the kill, and then they will start running. The flash slowing them down for just a second, but Hazed, you're pretty good. You're on form today. I mean, there aren't many more compliments I can give you, but you're not enough. You need the support of Flom here, and it's going to be tough. That 1 smoke basically forces you to have to get ever so aggressive. Surely not. Oh, he just gets up. He gets sat right back down again. TeamOne, 5-6. Also, super worth noting here that TeamOne are all about this B site. They are rarely hitting A. It's so much pressure being applied to B short early on in these rounds. It's coming home for Mythic. You heard it here first. Nice one, double MYT. I'll have you know, football definitely came home. Might not have been literally, but in our hearts it certainly did. Oh, well, yeah, at a great point in the game, TeamOne can basically equalise here. There really isn't a huge amount that should stop them. Obviously, Mythic have the opportunity to get aggressive and take the upper hand here and pick up an early kill, maybe get a weapon, but on paper it should be pretty simple. So far, so good. They do take down Flom, but IDK's put to 5 HP, so a chance there at least. What's interesting with pistols is you tend to find that the less time left on the clock, the stronger pistols become. Because all they got to do is deny the one plant, and you keep someone alive, and you basically win the round, right? You don't want to let things get to a point where things get frantic, because that's when these CZs and these P250s go dancing through smokes, and they make so much work. The fact that Hayes can walk away from that as well is almost a little bit of insanity. The flashbang is so goddamn good. Hayes, please. No, buddy. Finally he'll be put in the grave, but has he done enough? The answer is yes. Poland just going to take down IDK as the Dread finishes things off. What a round. Mythic shouldn't have had a chance on that one at all. They just had Kevlar and upgraded pistols. But a flashbang combined with Hayes is the ultimate concoction, as he does just so much there. The initial double kill, peppering them with so much damage, slowing them down to a grinding halt, and most importantly, just denying TeamOne their shot to equalize. CZ Global Offensive, folks. At it again. Those pistols just constantly surprising. I mean, you can't not love the CZ for that. It always brings those big, big moments. Expecting a couple of people straight away to bring up the nerf, but to be honest, the distribution of players using the CZ and the P250 is still very much the same. Obviously, as much as we're certainly devastated by the idea that TeamOne do lose that round, they can afford, of course, to spend back into this, and you can see their money still leaves them with a couple of thousand on each player as well, so definitely making use of those kind of past couple of rounds to keep a little in the bank here. I believe it's around, yeah, 2,300, 2,600 on each player. Sort of going to come down to the idea of slow and steady. You know what they say, slow and steady does win you the race, but in this case I'm not so sure. Nico peering out towards long, already going to be spotted. Flom meanwhile starting to put in the work as he pound shots down in towards bathroom. Won't actually find anything, but he's sort of acting like a pretty solid gatekeeper for now. A couple of kills do coming through on either side, and it's actually an advantage for Team1, and with Hayes losing his life, it's all the Nanga found himself at a 1v3. That's actually a lot harsher. Shouldn't really be able to find IDK, but then it's still a 1v2, and even that kill doesn't come in. It will be a fruitful 6th here for Team1, as they've gone ahead and reset Mythic. Another chance now to equalize once more, and ultimately try and win the half. Wasn't Condition Zero the worst Counter-Strike ever made? That is a harsh statement to make. See, I doubt a lot of people even watching this have played Condition Zero. I tell you what, put a 1 in chat if you've played Condition Zero. How are we gonna do this? Obviously, CZ Global Offensive at it again here with just a 1 deagle and play on Anger. They're just creeping up towards long, see if they can catch them by surprise. And with no real presence there from Mythic, really isn't much of a surprise at all. They can just walk onto the site, find a plant. Mythic I'm just kind of playing this for kills now more than anything else. Like TeamOne are even doing a good job of denying those kills as well, as already 2 frags picked up by the terrorist side. Hazed just easing himself out for one. A chance at a second, and he'll actually get that, but will be traded back in the end, so no AK to be saved if that's what you're thinking. Anger's actually... I was going to say, you're not going to go try to stick that, buddy. If you had a kit, you actually could have won that, that's the thing. But no kit. Realise this is probably not worth it, just going to run away with the AK. Got AWP as well on Poland, so really it's happy days when you consider the fact that they shouldn't really be able to walk away from those rounds. So walking away with an AWP and a rifle, things they wouldn't have had in this deciding round 15 is definitely huge for them. A long-winded explanation, but the point is very much the same. A very close eye on the map right now, more than anything else. I just want to see what peaks will happen, what jewels will be forged. Already we're seeing that early aggression come in. Flom on 1. Luke picking up a second. Anger actually capturing IDK just before the B-take begins. That's a tiny little mistake there from him, just over-facing for the rest of his team ready to commit towards the site take. Less than ideal, but then you've got Anger doing the exact same thing in return, so making it equal. Once again, 3 versus 3. Decides to swing there, not really sure why, perhaps for the information, who knows. You now commit to the B site rotate, they know what is coming. You've got a Dren hiding down below. Up and above, you have the support from Flom. Dren has been spotted, but the shots just aren't quite connecting just yet. Maluk, meanwhile, will be able to find Flom, so the bird in the sky has been shot down. Dren just putting in the work with a CZ, at least making things work up close and personal, but eventually it'll be just another trade for TeamOne. The real player in this round will be Poland. That molly, well, pretty much just blocks him out completely. This is so easy. I want to see if this works, like, more than anything else. He doesn't stick it, he's actually sort of just tries to bait them for the push. Realises he's probably going to try and play for the kill, but really isn't much more to it. He's just going to hold it down. Maluk will put a shot in the back of the neck, and just like that, you get yourself an 8-7.5, favoring the Brazilians. On paper, for Poland, as much as we might like to think that he wins these, it was a nice try as well. Definitely just didn't have the time. Needed to have both players face him very, very quickly, or just go for the ninja. I actually kind of like just holding it there. You got the element of surprise, right? So this music. If anyone has any idea why CSGO keeps resetting my audio settings every time I join a GoTV, please let me know. I'd love to know, because I've turned this off now like 8 times today. Including turning it off again before second map. Some would say it's kind of frustrating. But hey, enough about that. We got ourselves a pistol. It is going to be an all-in towards B. We're going to see the double peek come in from our CT side, and well, let's just say it does absolutely nothing for them. They finally get themselves a kill, but it's kind of too little too late. IDK has to do all the work on short. Headshot after headshot is what he will need. Finds himself 2 kills so far, including the bomb planter. Those digits were already punched in. It is ticking away, and it will begin to blow up sooner rather than later. This 2v2 has to unfold. Now, you got yourself a kit, so time isn't a huge factor here, but definitely something to be monitoring. TeamOne have control of the site. That's going to be the biggest thing now. The site is theirs. What they lack is control of short. That's where both players on Mythic are. With the smoke going down, we're going to start to see a little bit of aggression come through. Adren will find one. Now has to find a second. Going for the reload. IDK gets aggressive. Finds the kill. Has a kill on his back. Just going to try and squeeze it in. You can turn off that music, multiplays. You can. It just, CSGO is kind of annoying about it. Couple nice early flashes. Potentially a little bit of a deep nade there. 13 HP and 38 HP. Damn. Not the greatest of starts there for Mythic. Map 3 is Inferno, by the way. So we may be heading there pretty quickly if we can keep up this form. Just dropping every player dead there amid as Maluk continues to get aggressive, just looking for that final kill. Money to be made, of course. Swaps back to the rifle as well, which is just even cheekier. Think about it, you know, hot swaps to the SMG, makes the money, then picks up the rifle just to save even more money in the next round. He's just winning at life. Worth noting, though, that it is just 10-7. 3 rounds the difference. What can change? A lot of SMGs carried over from the previous round here for TeamOne. Could put them at risk. Obviously, Mythic go into this with 5 AK-47s. Both teams just leaning so much towards the B side in this game, especially early on into the T side. Love to see a little bit more variation from Mythic here, I think. Could well be a key ingredient to their comeback in this map. .50 seconds remain. We are starting to see those shuffles come in across the map now. Poland moving out towards long. You've got Anger as well, finding that kill in bathrooms. IDK will trade, but it might not be enough. Smoke will go down. It buys him a little bit of time. Ace called maybe to hit towards B. I don't think he would there. I mean, he can see Smoke. Should almost certainly know there's going to be close presence. I think that Mythic are contemplating just hitting on towards B. Hayes takes the duel, now knows full well that he's tucked in close right. So off the back of that, it's pretty likely that Nico is going to be there playing off of either barrels or pillar. Cross comes in. I don't think that was communicated though. Adren now just has to go for the blood and guts based play, and he makes it work. Adren, please, opening up for a second kill. Poland helping him out. As 3 are found, leaving just 1 in play. TeamOne, how'd he come back from this? So far so good at least, but it's a 1v3 that is so tough. Like so Adren and Hayes in play. Some of the best players on this Mythic lineup. They spotted him out. Damage is done. Shots rattle through the metal railing. That's enough to put him in the grave. Mythic 10-8. And the gap continues to thin on out. There's 2 rounds now. All that remains. Are you guys gonna make me tab out and actually ban those messages? I don't like doing that. I prefer to talk about Counter-Strike. But why are you gonna make me do this? I realize by saying that you're just gonna do it more, but I like to think that maybe you won't. I got a little bit of positive belief in Twitch chat. Couple of nice openings already. Looks like we are going to see a pretty quick and easy one here. For Mythic, no real response coming in from T1 just yet. Anger is getting pretty close. His teammate doing more damage to him than the opponent there. Looks like the result, though, is going to be as expected. Mythic should be 9 to 10 down. Just one round now, all they need to equalise. I've got Nico. It's okay, still standing, but should be basically impossible. Holland might actually be able to end this one right here. Might have nearly got the jump on him, but just backs off, plays the corner. You get Hayes actually just going to slip him from the side. Pushing it over the line. I tell you what, exact it up. The first part of the mod test to be a mod on Starter is understanding what the longest overtime in Counter-Strike history is. If you can answer that question, then we'll talk about step 2 of becoming a mod. I'll be surprised if you get it right, I'll put it like that. It's from a team in a region you wouldn't expect. That's what I'll say. Obviously here we are looking at a much more well-endowed TeamOne lineup. They've got the AWP in play, all the rifles, a little bit of utility as well. Just putting a little bit of pressure on towards B as usual. Nico! Oh, buddy, my heart goes out to you. Adren is just going to be a giggling mess right now as he knows he should never be able to find that kill. That is a disaster, but TRK, well, he one-ups them completely. That's a triple kill, a 3-man lineup effectively on short. How to save the day completely. Could have been a disaster, but instead he locks them down as they try and enter on the site. Flom desperately trying to hold on to this round, though. Was eventually shut him down. The site kind of looks like it is theirs, but yeah, it's just over towards Graffiti. Still rattling shots away. It gets tougher and tougher by the second. One guy got it right. The DLUD97 guy. He knew. Well, I'm going to put up a pretty good crack here. 20 seconds, so by no means much to work with. Needs to first focus on the plant. Problem is, the more time he spends worrying about the plant is the more time for IDK to get in position and do this. He's just going to swing. No plant. Basically nothing. The only thing you get is an 11th round for TeamOne, which is just not what you want to see. Mythic, everything was going well for them. They got such a sick opening kill. That triple kill return from TeamOne was just masterful. Great B-site defense there. Early nades can do a lot of damage. TRK being pushed back as Mythic begins to climb up through connector. Fountain aggression will bear a couple of rewards here. Most importantly in the form of Poland. I've got Hayes though who's just waltzed out on towards B. Issue's they've got no bomb on their back. That is going to be a task for Flom. He can meanwhile just going to be looking to see if he can maybe find a pick or two before his teammates get in position to retake. Now this is going to be a weird one for TeamOne. You've got 5 players left in play, you've got people being boosted up, etc. A lot of opportunities, a lot of avenues for attack. Just not really working out for them. Hayes already executed IDK when he peeked up with a boost. They might consider going for it again, but even that's not going to come through as Adren just shuts it down with the AWP. Then the smoke makes life even harder. Hayes just going to push up even more so. Runs in for the double kill in fact. Leaving just one player all alone. Could he possibly do? Sneaks in an exit kill. At least there's that. But most importantly, it'll be a double up save from Mythic. Yeah, and it's going to set an interesting tone for round 22, that's for sure. Double AWP T-side overpass. Obviously, TeamOne just going to commit to investing into this one based on how their economy works. Pretty brutal reset for them. So they will spend every last penny. Now they're just kind of holding on. They know full well they could easily lose control of this game from here. This next buy as well going to be critical for them. They do want to compete in map number 3. Hayes just taking that aggressive shot towards short. Anger collecting on Maluk as well as he do get a little bit too close for comfort. Too sure we'll see any more jewels connector though. Not for now at least. Okay, should just stay tucked in on the corner. Use the CZ where it's best. Don't give Anger what he wants. Or do. That too. Maybe a second. He'd love to see it. Live through it, in fact, some would say. Just going to be keeping a close eye now on how TeamOne approach this round. Obviously, it should be a full eco from them. The Force not bearing any reward. Their economy is effectively in the dumpster right now, so just take the full eco, sit back, try and do as much as you can in round 23, but almost have a little bit of acceptance that you are going to lose control of the lead. Mythic should be able to secure their 12th here and get that one round advantage. But if TeamOne, one of the big things you want to be doing in this round is just communicating with each other, setting out a game plan for your next round. Knowing, okay, you know, this is how much money we're going to have likely, this is the sort of utility we can put into play. These are our options. And then just go from there. Have a game plan set out now so you don't need to call a tactical pause or anything. I mean, we could talk about using a pause, but reality, they don't need a pause when they've got a round like this. They just use it to talk to each other. And judging by like where they're at on the map right now and their overall play, I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually what's happening. Also, just going to be bunched up together and just try and run someone down, but for the most part, it's a pretty meaningless round for now. Mythic just on the B side, of course, will be able to punch in those numbers, get themselves a bomb plant. For there, things will just conclude fairly simply. For all the guys answering the overtime question, by the way, if you did answer with the Excel matchup, you got it right. So congratulations. Didn't expect that many of you to get it right. Definitely think there was some Google foo that happened. Some of you guys were pretty late to the train, but yeah, it happened doing a Premiership matchup in the UK. It's a funky day of Counter-Strike, that's for sure. Talking about funky CS, a bit of a dogfight from pistols. I'm only going to get the one in the end. Let's just bash things out in connector. If you recall, during that double eco, at least the start of it when they forced, I mentioned how TeamOne's next big round and potentially their final pivotal round of the game would be on their next buy. Well, folks, here we are. It's going to be the big one. Obviously, the 5 rifles in play. You got the 1 AK. The rest is just your bog standard M4s. The Adrenaline Flom still at it with a double auto setup. It's definitely a unique approach, but I'm not going to knock it. It's working. Hayes, meanwhile, oh boy, the confidence on him right now. This man just waltzing up on towards short. No care in the world. Does get smoked off, though, so at least he's a little bit conscious of the fact that he might just do that. Doubles back, considers looking for the likes of Nico. Would he be aware of the fact that he's tucked in on that right-hand corner? The smoke sort of makes it a doubt in the mind of Hayes. I imagine so, at least. When that smoke's always there, you're always going to be thinking to yourself, okay, could it be tucked in right? It's one of the first things you check. But also, coming out of that angle is super difficult anyway. If you don't have a teammate behind you, you pretty much have to check close right, clear off that entire sort of waterside railing, then clear off that corner before you go up the ramp, then clear in front of that, and pillar, and then barrels. There are so many angles coming out on towards Monster. It's really, really tough. Thankfully, they don't have to do a huge amount of that. He's just a sort of flank player anyway. He should be getting ready to come in from behind or call for the rotate, one of the two things. Depends how successful his team are up on this A site right now. He's just pushing and prodding. He's getting a feeler for it. TeamOne also they're not quite sure if Mythic are ready to commit, and that's why they're starting to shuffle players still back towards this B site. Hazed just going to throw the smoke and actually considering just selling the fake here. He might be able to do it all himself. Molly towards upper. Actually on the site itself now looking for a kill. Both players there to peek into it, which means he will lose his life almost instantaneously. Rest of his team just battling out on the site itself. Anger putting in the work, finds 2 kills. 2 seconds left. Not enough. Both teams now at a pretty even spread. Mythic no longer double AWPing too, so that's definitely... I kind of want to say a good sign. It feels a little bit more standard now. We're back in the realm of normality. At the same time, Mythic were getting a lot of their rounds thanks to those picks, so who knows. We'll see a lot of nades come out, a lot of damage applied on Mythic though. Just within 20 seconds of this round, we've already seen the molly get used. And 2 players down to below 50 HP. I would say that is just an outright disaster for Mythic. We'll have to wait and see. The flashes are going to go out, though. I can imagine Hazed is getting ready to peek into this. Nico having none of it, though, just lets rip. Finds not only one, but with the resmoke going down, get up close and just a little bit more personal. Just increasing the defenses of this B site. Curious to see how things will play out now that we did see the trade, of course, come through. TeamOne in kind of an awkward spot here. I mean, they've got a lot of kits in play, but they're lacking in the utility department. Starting to get picked off as well. It's looking less than pretty. Oh, just finding that rotator as the rest of Mythic kind of begin to walk down towards B. This is where things are a little bit more difficult for them. If they start losing these duels, no matter what sort of flanking action has happened, it doesn't matter. If you're losing the duels on the site, you're going to get denied the plant. And you're running up towards A with Maluk there ready and waiting. He has now got control of the bomb. Your teammates are in great positions. But kind of like I was saying, there's not really much you can do with it. You've got 10 seconds now. You just have to hunt them down. It's not enough. It is over. TeamOne, they're taking the lead once more. 13-12. Not going to dig too deep into the end of that round. Those are sort of scenarios where I kind of want to ask why, but I've got nothing really useful to add, so no real point in getting into it. Obviously just taking a bit of a deep dive in the economy of both these teams here. Everyone's still having to spend every penny to buy into this. Mythic almost showing every sign that they were going to just hit B very early on, but with the bomb so far back, concern starts to sink in once more. He's just going to waltz out onto the site now. Okay, he's there with a nade in his hand. That could be a kill. Head spotted. Smoke to be thrown. Hayes just going to waltz him up, using the flash to his advantage. Slips around the pillar. Finds not only one, but a chance at a second. Nico will shut him down, but has Hayes bought enough time for his team? The answer is no. They're not even ready to go. They're still sat back on short. Hayes' entry has basically achieved nothing but an initial kill, which has already been traded back. All that map control, just completely lost. Nico's now up on pillar again as well, so you don't even have that opportunity to get out if you want to. You're just relying on these new picks from Anger. Already losing one, it's less than ideal. Poland will trade almost straight away. The plant in the smoke, tough stuff. The molly making life hard. Flom going to get the collateral kill through his teammates. It all comes down to him. He's being pushed up nice and close. Pulls out a flash. NAK just peeks up and above to shut him down. The flash leaving completely blind. For Flom, that's just awkward, right? I mean, it's a great kill, but you found it through your teammate's body. they're calling a pause now as well, which feels like it makes sense. Use this as a good chance to have a tactical pause. Just talk things out, think about what just happened, and then move on. Focus on the future. Metal Muxer. Yeah, it's sort of the M is a quiet M though, so unfortunately, it's an easy one to slip off and enjoy the Nico versus the Nico. It's kind of a weird one to pronounce, like with the M on the end, because it's not pronounced Nikom. It's a tough one in terms of like dialect with that case. If you know a better like phonetic way to say it though, by all means, I'm all ears. Hit me up with that. Enchilada TeamOne are Brazilian. This is just easy farming right there. How about a simple kills with the UMP? They will get themselves a plant for their troubles as well, but not actually being able to pick up the SMGs just yet, which is definitely interesting. And hazed, but he is so overexposed to heaven by doing that. Basically already throwing away that first kill. Second also found with relative ease. Leaving just Poland all alone. Does find one, has to sneak in the quick reload. I think he's aware now there's a player on short. The flames sort of boxing him in, and he's just going to burn himself alive. A crispy little Sunday roast. Nothing better than the pollen out in the sun. Nikon. Yeah, it's kind of like a camera brand. That's actually a good way of looking at it. Notorious Tukis, I see you, buddy. Hello to you too. Solar casting, that is correct. Psycho Rocket League number 12. I'm assuming that means Rocket League, but it could mean anything. It's an RL. Lots of choices. TeamOne, of course, looking to push this one over the line now. They secured themselves their map point. Aggression out towards long means that they will lose a player very early on into this round. IDK hungry for even more to come through as well, as Poland finds that second kill. Just hungry as a trade, but unfortunately it just crumbles in their hands. Finally a kill comes through, but is it too late? I mean, the A site is basically theirs right now. Mythic, that is, if they decide to take it. TeamOne just going to save this one out. Obviously, their economy is definitely began to build. The last 4 rounds have done a fair bit for them, but they've also been close here and there, as you can see. Only saving 2 or 3 players. Had to see a couple of drops here and there. TeamOne to fight this one out right to the bitter end. So close to forcing the third. Just need one more round, but for Mythic, 2 more to overtime for them. Feels like an attainable goal. I'd say the same for TeamOne also. I mean, both these teams have really stepped up and then fallen short at varying times throughout this map. It's been a little bit interesting, to say the least. But now, though, focusing on the present, we are going to see the short take. They are standing in the flames, taking just a lick of damage. You're in down to 52 HP, and in fact, going to be put in the grave. Quick snapshot comes in from Nakoma as he just finds there to haze. Simply put, he is shut down. Poland starting to maneuver himself up through A. Should be able to take advantage of Maluk and his missed shots. At least we'll equalise the numbers with Flom adding in for another frag as well. It starts to shape up to be that little bit more positive for Mythic. But they've struggled quite a lot with actually getting onto this site without allowing TeamOne to pick up a multi-frag or two. Either on the retake or a quick peek. But thankfully the mollies will slow things down. TeamOne cannot peek up from dumpster or bank. They do actually opt to fall away. Mythic, they've got themselves their 14th. It's going to go down to the wire. One round, all the difference. This couldn't get any closer. These rounds have been super sketchy. This whole game has been really sketchy, if I'm honest. It boils down to this. 14-15. Mythic looking for OT. Close out this best of 3. Take a look at what's in play here. Maluk, you should have something, right? You're not actually just on the CZ, surely not. Ah, he actually is. I thought their economy was strong enough to at least support drops in every player, but follow me surprised. Mistakes were made and TeamOne will actually be lacking that one rifle there. Nice decision making from him though. Use the boost of course, see if they can maybe pick up an early kill off the back of that. So far so good. The CZ actually putting in the work. Chance at a second. Flom having none of it. Snaps back for the frag. Lovely lineup from both those players. Stacking atop a connector though means that it will be an advantage for TeamOne. 4 versus 3. And it remains. Mythic playing this one very, very slow. Taking some precarious approaches to long. Yeah, every little angle. First port of call will likely be IDK. If he decides to shoulder peek long, or even jump spot at Poland, might have something to say about it. The mollies begin to rain down. Dumpster and bank respectively will be set ablaze. Hayes just going to end up in a bit of a dirty duel. Finds both the kills he needs. Just needs the call now as well. Rips him to shreds from long range. A beautiful little burst fire. Prowess from him. As his teammate can then open up for the bomb plant. Leaving just MCH. OT or bust. 1 versus 2. Hayes might have done enough. A triple kill so far. Going for his 4th. Sneaking out right behind him. He tries to walk on out, frantically checking every single angle, being shot in the back, in fact. Maneuver themselves out towards long, jumping on around. Jump around, they say. As it is done. Mythic taking it to OT. 15-15. Hayes getting away with so much there. I mean, that's kind of been the story of Hayes this whole series, in fairness, so I'm not getting hugely into it. Really wish CS wouldn't keep resetting my audio settings every half. We don't want to listen to this music. Trying to see if there's a thread on Reddit about it, but it's just not. I don't see anything. Brius, I totally agree with you. Like, it kind of reminds you of Game Time to a certain extent, but like, as I'm sure you know, you hear it so much, it just kind of gets a little bit. I think it kind of ages, right? Like, unfortunately, it's not like a fine wine. It doesn't taste better off the time. It just gets progressively more annoying. But like, as Kurop said though, if you do imagine it in 20 years' time, maybe it'll be a nice little throwback, but not every half-time. That was a long-winded explanation to basically say we don't like the half-time music. Either way, I've definitely enjoyed talking about the random things that we've just gone through, whatever that little segment was, but we got ourselves an OT to cast, and that is going to be definitely our focus moving forward, to say the least. Obviously, Mythic have been a bit up and down, really, in this series. Dust 2 was a little bit more clean cut, but Overpass has just been a little bit more on the messy side of things. Already we're seeing a lot of early damage applied, Poland down to 49 HP as a couple of shots come through here and there. For the most part, though, keeping a close eye on how Connector plays out, and if Mythic just decide to get really aggressive towards B short early on into these rounds, that was a telltale sign of their early T-side rounds standard time. Boost will give a little bit of information over to TeamOne, just checking to see if Connector door has been open, looking to see if they can maybe find something on short. Albeit they spot nobody, but hey, they know the door's shut and they know that no damage has been done, etc. And they can get a little bit of an idea of what's going on at least. Bit of gut feeling play. Then using the flash to peek monster just sort of asserts that. "35 seconds down on the clock. Things beginning to ramp onto the shoulders of Mythic now. They know they gotta go somewhere. The B site clearly gonna be their target. Flash to be thrown, repeat comes in just as the smoke fades. So perfectly timed so far from TeamOne. You gotta give credit where credit is due. This has been a well-executed CT side, but will they get the reward? So far, so good. It's gonna go 2 for 2. They do take the site in the end, but more damage is done. Flom sneaking straight in for the plant, though. As it all falls to Malouk. Site that becomes an absolute frenzy. It concludes in a Mythic victory. 16 to 15. Flom securing the final kill. Just charges so valiantly onto the site. No care in the world. Straight for the plant. And from there, just whipping out the AWP and holding the angle towards Graffiti. Lovely stuff. A great start in overtime for Mythic. If IDK's aggression can actually need any benefit here, it's kind of ballsy. No support from his teammates, but hey, they're doing the same thing over on towards B as well, just charging through short, picking off Hazed. Effectively defenseless there. Oh, this could be nice. Guess who's here in every single step being made right now? Anger not even going to peek into him just yet until a little too late, and he gets the kill. Okay, that's a little bit awkward. His teammates were so nearly going to get backstabbed from behind, it would have been a disaster. But Anger may have just saved the day. Now it all comes down to, oh man, MCH will drop the bomb carriers and then just charges straight up through long. Anger coming in right from behind. Just going to play the corner, might actually just pick up the bomb and make a run for it. Jumps on around and, yeah, he's made it work. Let's put it like that. We'll see a 1v3 is tough to say the least. Gets a bomb plant for his troubles, at least there's that, but it will be a 16th round for TeamOne. A messy conclusion to what was looking like it could be a good round for Mythic there. Curious to see how the odds have changed. Now that we have hit OT, you can see on your screen, of course, brought to you from GGBet. Much, much closer now. I'm already looking for the early pick. So far, so good. A bit of finesse on towards Anger. Peeks out for a second, the flash. No obstacles. He finds not only that, but opens up for a third as well. This is some masterful stuff. A chance even at a 4 for the Dren. He's just going to move himself around through short. Smokes will go down to continue to obfuscate his vision. Nades landing at his toes. Flashes blinding him a Dren. Buddy, how do you survive this? They are just hitting you with everything they've got. Their best shot. Standing completely proud in sandbags, hoping for the best. Smoke begins to fade, but another one lands. Hey, he got out scot-free. At least there's that. $50 seconds, so time also play here for Mythic. They can at least gather some composure as they do try and figure things out. Downside, of course, is just the location of that bomb. Entire B site pretty much just sieged up by TeamOne. I definitely would consider letting this round be. TeamOne, of course, moving to 17. Keeping it competitive in OT. Not quite ready to say it's do or die time for Mythic, but I do feel like they need to get themselves in gear, if that makes sense. Didn't feel like as strong as a T-Cert as we were expecting from them. Just waiting for both teams to get themselves ready before we can dive headfirst into our second half of OT. The 17-16 currently favouring TeamOne. Looking to see if they can cross this one over the line and take us to Inferno. And there you go, looks like everybody is ready as well. Double up already coming out from Mythic. It's going to be a Dren and Flom to wield that. Makes sense. TeamOne, meanwhile, just going for the more standard Maluk. For the double up shenanigans we saw in regulation time. In fairness, it worked for Mythic. It got them like 5 rounds. Got them back into OT, so can't knock it. Definitely a little more on the funky side of things. Just a very loose default from TeamOne so far. They left the bomb super far back, and they're not really advancing with any of their players. Slowly shuffling forward in towards the likes of Long, but they won't really do much here until the bomb is picked up. I imagine so, at least. Only sort of outlier here is Nakomi. He's actually got himself embedded pretty deep in towards shore, which is surprising. How the rest of his team are approaching this round. We've also seen the solo push from ADK. He's managed to clear connector. Slow and steady play from TeamOne, countered by just very passive play from Mythic. "40 seconds now, going to be where this round ends up. Seeking a conclusion. The second half of OT, will Mythic be able to equal things out 17-17, or will TeamOne edge it out to up to 18? The chance to close it out, force us to a third, force us to Sunny Inferno. To come down to these last 20 seconds. Things getting fruity now on towards this B site. The push will begin. Anger no longer blind. He'll be taken down almost straight away. The rest of the team going to charge on in. It's on a Dren with the Orc to land every single shot. Hazed helping out with a side-blinding blow at a Dren. Eats your heart out, lands every single shot he needs. Finally, he'll be put in the grave, but it is too little too late. Mythic, they equalize 17-17. The stream team dream is still alive, and it's still kicking. TeamOne almost certainly beginning to sweat now. So much pressure riding on this round for them. Match as a whole. Obviously, Mythic, they've got an extra map to play with if they need to. Team 1, meanwhile, not so much. Map 1 didn't exactly go as planned, so we'll leave that there. We know what the score is at the end of the day. It is still one map in favour of Mythic. This could end right here. Almost touching distance from IDK. Spotting him through the glass, neither side able to secure the kill, though. TeamOne just still bunched up towards bathrooms, but backed off slightly, giving Mythic a little bit more room and ultimately respect. Do just adjust slightly on their CT defense. Bomb just going to be bouncing off the back of the boxes while Poland tucks in nice. Just going to play the corner. And they've actually rotated Hazed over as well, so clearly Mythic telegraphing some signs from Team 1 that it is going to be that A play. And, well, I'll tell you something, they've got the right idea. All the smokes are coming down. It is going to be the full execute. The molly returned by Hazed, who then just sort of looks at his teammate and says, buddy, get over here. I want this boost. I'm ready and I'm waiting. And it makes it work. Only gets the 1 kill, though, as the com then returns up, gets on the boxes. There's not only 1, but a lot of damage on towards a second. Leaves a Dren and Anger. The retake from either side, and Maluk is ready and waiting for Anger, just holding towards the tip of connector. Should be an easy kill for him to find. Scrap that. Rifle wins out. This round having a very loose conclusion to it. Just individual pushes and such. You're just seeing what more he can do. They will continue to get aggressive. Adrenaline landing a lovely shot. And Anger actually just going to do all that he needs. All you got to do now is get on the bomb. Anger just going to hold on, buddy. The Glock going to try and finish this one out, but it's not enough. Mythic will actually take their 18th round. Based on a Glock unable to finish him off. Just couldn't quite find him. Nested in the smoke. And it stems from just Anger just able to find a duel that, realistically, he should never be able to win that. Just slips out with a rifle, out-peaking the EWP that's holding for that exact position. I don't want to rip on a player too hard, if at all. That's never my objective in any casting, but I do have that simple question of an AWP is holding an angle, the rifle wins the duel. There was no pre-fire in play. It just was a simple peek out, secure the kill. Definitely a tough situation to stomach. Team 1 side of things. Now, looking to lock this one down. 1 round, all they are looking for. Team 1 hoping the B site is their golden ticket. Second OT. Just running straight through the smoke. No care in the world. Molly to go down. Adren in the smoke with an AWP. Not really the weapon he want. Team 1 do just rip them limb from limb. We just Flom and Poland. Now, they're going to go for this, without a doubt. You know, it's the end of the half at the end of the day. It doesn't really matter what happens here. But to put it into perspective, it is a 2v5. A couple of nice cheeky shot attempts there from Flom, but nothing really had to come through. The only conclusion is that we got ourselves a second OT. What a long game. And what a weird game. Never would have expected this to have gone to double OT. Not at all. Gotta give props to Team 1. They are fighting this one with blood, sweat and tears. Mythic have looked like they've had this so many times now, but every single opportunity Team 1 have had to claw it back and keep this game going. They've definitely took it. From Mythic even just staying alive and forcing it to OT to now Team 1 repeating it right there. Both teams ready. I don't know what to think. Honestly, I tried to compose some sort of like thought there, some witty statement, opening remark for this second OT, but I got nothing left. Just been a very, very weird game. A lot of loose play coming out from both sides. Effectively, what we mean by that is just a lot of individual peaks. Relying on these one-man big plays. We've seen it from Hazed. We've seen it from likes of Turk as well. In the com more recently. Time around Mythic. Going to be a little bit more aggressive through connector. BK just going to fall right into their laps. Christmas coming early for Mythic. An early advantage. Plucked out of thin air. Hazed has to rotate over towards A. They have no idea if TeamOne are advancing up through A long right now. Just a complete lack of information. That certainly makes life a little difficult for them. Smoke buying Hazed. Just a little more time. The flash as well. Doing even more. Doesn't really defend him against Long though, which he's going to walk right into. How does he get that kill? How does Hazed find that? No idea, but hey, the trade finally comes through. TeamOne will use that to, fingers crossed, to waltz up onto this site. Fortunately, Mythic are already in position to start to shoot back, returning fire in the form of rifles and the AWP and Adren. Well, he doesn't quite land the first shot, but he gets a second on the bomb carrier, leaving it wide open. The center of the site, not pretty at all, as Polar then shuts them down for the double. Leading Mythic into the lead once more. 19-18. So far, so good for Mythic, at least. Just the first round. The second OT, though. We're going to see short control once more. At least attempted. Yeah, okay. Molly making that a little hard for him, but now that it's fizzled out, the smoke will throw, and they'll just go running on through Adren. Basically pressure on him once more, just to line him up and knock him down. Looking very good so far. He lands every single shot flawlessly. They continue their advances. Leaves just Nakam, and he finds that too. A quad kill picked up by Adren as Mythic with 20-18. Their chance to go for the flawless OT. Almost asking myself, do they have it in them? Just generally not quite sure anymore. Game has thrown me some incredible curveballs from a spectator point of view. I'm just an example of that. I mean, the fact that he gets a second kill just before he gets traded is so fortunate there for TeamOne. The final flick of the wrist before he hits the grave. Double auto setup, just piercing TeamOne to shreds. Adren gonna do it again here as well. I can just feel it. If he just times it right, he can peek into his bathroom and shut them down on their advances. And even if they get a little bit close for comfort, I think Adren might have this in the bag. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, he steps further forward. The darkness, the shroud of his scope comes back to haunt him there. That's where the site is going to be taken. So a welcome chance now for TeamOne. See how they hold this together. The bomb has gone down. Hazed is sneaking up through bank. Just going to pop out the molly to clear things nice and close while he waits for his teammate Anger to get into position. And the flash will leave him a little blind. Let's slow down the retake once more. The flames sending a blaze to his route to the site itself, which is, once more, a little awkward. But Hazed does have a kit, and most importantly, he's actually got himself out. How's that happened? Surely not. Yeah, okay, where are you looking? Ecom could have just called that, and it could have been simple pickings, but the AWP looks like it is going to save the day anyway. No one can really contest with that. Wave kills, lock and key. TeamOne securing their 19th, denying a flawless run from Mythic so far. pretty much going to dive straight away into our second half as well. Additionally, we've seen both teams take at least sort of 10-15 seconds just to talk things out, but raring to go. And I think for Mythic, I think they're feeling it as well. Definitely look a little bit more alive in this second overtime in comparison to the first. Here we go. Once more, the double ult setup coming out on that CT side. Maluk, gonna be the ones to wield this. Anger. Okay, buddy, you've gone ahead and died to the flames. I'm not gonna ask questions, just gonna let it happen. Maluk, meanwhile, getting a lovely shot through connect while quickly rotating away. I like this from TeamOne. Just getting better and better. This AWP is just doing everything it needs right now. Now it's got control of the bomb as well. I mean, what more do you want? And another one. Gonna get the final kill as well. I feel like it would really do this justice, this whole play. Just very, very patient from Adren. He is just chilling. Just does not want to leave this tunnel. He has no interest in leaving this tunnel at all. Begins to push up. A lot of noise being made by ADK, so very easy for Adren just to hold for that kill. Won't expect... Oh, I was going to say, wouldn't have expected MCH, but of course once the shots are fired, he knows what is coming. Obviously it's MR3 16k, so financial woes just aren't really a thing. You can basically buy whatever the hell you want. Obviously, for those of you who have stuck with us for this entire game, you're going to be pretty used to being at an equal standing point, because we've kind of been here a lot, from OT to OT to just getting here in the first place to even at halftime 7-7, etc. This has just been a long-lasting game. We've seen some sloppiness, we've seen some great stuff, some really exceptional moments for a couple of these players. Right mixture. This one, it looks like we're going to see some aggression from Mythic, just trying to get themselves out on towards A very early on. Hazed, Anger both adding up for a couple of shots here and there. MCH going to find himself two, though, as he tries to defend the site. His valiant efforts aren't quite enough in the end, though, as the trade finally comes in from Adren. And there, the smoke molly, going to slow them down. The comp, so close to finding Adren there, but he relocates the van. Without taking some damage, though, those nades. Certainly hitting him hard. He's just going to drop through the smoke. They heard TRK, though. That is the golden question. Creeping on around, it'll be spotted, leaves it all on Adren. Sick in the comp, looking to advance. TRK just takes the duel, and that is so blisteringly quick. Most importantly, though, it is going to be the 21st round for TeamOne. They do take the lead. Aggressive play, dropping through the smoke. Almost backfires for them there, just... The response from TeamOne looks so on point. Of course, those headshots are just, they were nasty. We're going to see a little bit more close range AWP action. Both from Nakam and Maluk. Mythic looking like they're on a dire spot on their T side. Hoped for so much better. Their CT side looked pretty competitive, and I actually thought maybe they kind of got themselves into gear now. Maybe we're going to start to see them get close to actually shutting this game out, but almost the polar opposite here, TeamOne. The other one's very much in control. 5 versus 3, of course. Scrap that to a 4v2. Poland looking like he wants to try and save the day, just shuffling between AWP and AK. Scouring 2 kills out of bathrooms. Ever so patiently. Waiting to see maybe if he can find himself that little headshot towards MCH, but no peek to come through. Oh, they're just going to walk on up. We're seeing the rotate coming from the com as well. He thinks it's an A-site hit. Just going to be jump spotting with the AWP. Ideal, not ideal at all. They can spot the scope though. If he's a little too close, I'll see him, but the gig's already up. It's all on Poland. A 1 versus 5 play to keep his team in this. I mean, what more could you ask for? Punches in the numbers, but just a nade to push it over the line. 22-20. That's kind of heartbreaking when you think about it.